Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today on Behr Builds Bikes, we're going to be building a Tuesday VOLCOM. It's a single-speed beach cruiser. This one happens to be in pink with the low step-through. It's a steel frame, very basic, should be a very quick video because there's not a lot that has to go on it. No gears, no handbrakes. This is one of the ones that we've been carrying this year, you know, to fill in the gaps on some of the other bikes, and it should be an interesting build. We're also going to be doing another one of these in white and another one in black at a later time. So sit back, hopefully you'll enjoy the video, and let's get started. So like with all bikes, we're going to pull her out of the box, we're going to get her up into the stand, we're going to strip all the packing off of it, and then we'll get into the assembly. We'll do it in fast forward like we always do on all the videos, but for the most part, we're just going to tear the box open. We're not going to mess around with trying to drag a razor blade or anything alongside this thing and mess up the paint. These are actually pretty cool bikes. As our parts box falls out. And the only thing left is the seat and the seat post. So as usual, we're going to size our seat post to the clamp to make sure that we're not straining ourselves trying to get the bike up into the stand. Get it nice and firm. Then we'll unwrap our seat and get the post into it. And as usual, we're always going to save our cardboard in our cardboard box. Separate our plastic so that that goes to recycling. These are standard basic clamps. Just put the post in. It's a 13mm bolt. Tighten it down. With our assembler's grease, we're going to lube the seat tube and the head tube. And then we'll put our seat post into the frame, leaving enough for it to fit into the clamp. And snug it up. From here we can take the whole thing, put it in the clamp, and that way it's elevated to where we can get to everything, cut all our zip ties, and get everything taken off of it ready for assembly. So with our side cut pliers, we're going to cut the zip ties that hold the front wheel and the front fender on. Remove that from the assembly. Set the wheel off to the side. And set our fender off to the side. Remove any of the other zip ties that are on it, any of the foam and styrofoam, all the packing materials that have to come off. We also have our handlebar. Again, separating our cardboard. And removing our little protective cap. And last but not least, we will open our parts box. We have our owner's manual, we have our pedals, our reflectors, and our screws. And we can loosen up our stem bolts underneath and put our handlebars at a reasonable angle, someplace close to where they will be actually being used. Keeps them out of the way. We'll snug up our stem bolt just a little bit. We do have to remove our fender mounting bolt that is already in the frame. And our fender goes right in, bolt through the front. Washer on the back. And we're just going to put that in hand tight for now. We still have to break free the 4 bolts that actually hold the fender braces onto the fork. I'm going to move the camera around so you get a better view of that. So as we back each one of these out of the frame, of the fork, we're going to put it right through the fender brace and put it right back in. We want to kind of pull up on that fender brace to put it at the bottom of the bail. That way it has maximum amount of clearance for the wheel. Pull back on that brace. Don't force these screws. They will bind up. You want them in there nice and firm to hold that fender from making any noise, no rattling. But this is why we left this bolt loose for now, so that we can actually adjust where these are going to lie. Back up on that one. And get them good and snug. You'll notice the fender will clear the frame, so you don't have to worry about it hitting. Now we're going to take a Phillips head screwdriver from the front and a 10mm from the back and tighten up that holding bolt. Good and solid. Now we'll remove our protective hardware from our wheel. As we know, the tread should be pointing that way in a forward direction. Loosen the axle nuts. You have to allow for the washer to be on either side of the fork. I use my knee to hold it up into the fork a little bit. I can hold up at the top a 15 millimeter. And we will air it up before we put it on the ground. Now the next thing is to do the fender braces on the back, and then we're going to adjust the actual chain tension. And the same thing back here, we're going to use our 3-way Allen wrench to loosen up the bolts that hold the fender braces. And put it right back in the same hole it came out of. Take our time, pull up on that brace, and get it nice and tight. Again, pulling up on that fender brace so that it's at the bottom of the bale, giving maximum clearance for the back wheel. Now a lot of these come from the factory with the chain being too tight. This one isn't so bad, so we're not really going to mess with it. We are going to inflate our tires. We're going to check our bead all the way around, make sure that it's seated properly. Don't pay attention to the white stripe. It can go up and down because of the way that these things are molded from the factory. And these tires can go anywhere from 30 to 50 PSI. I like them about 40. Makes for a nice, soft, smooth ride. We'll do the front tire. So we're going to unwrap our pedals. Now these have 1/2 inch spindles, which most of the bikes that we've done so far on the channel have been 9/16. On the ends of the pedals, they should be stamped with an L or an R, or you can always check the pitch of the threads. If it goes from left to right in an upwards motion, this would be a right pedal, this would be a left. We're going to put a little grease on the spindles, just so we don't have any binding later on. These go on the same way as all the others. We start them in the same clockwise motion. The difference with this is that we're not able to pedal it backwards to set them. So we're going to get them started as much as we can by hand. Then we have to put the pedal wrench on and actually go around several times. And never force your pedals, just let them mate by themselves. Same motion, you're going clockwise through the bike. If you were on the other side, it would be counterclockwise. And once you get them pretty well started, we'll put our pedal wrench or a 15 millimeter on here. And we have to literally go around and around, because these bikes, when you pedal them backwards, they stop. Once we get it seated, we'll bottom it down, do the same thing on the other side. You can hold the back wheel or grab the other crank, lock that pedal down. Then the only things left are the reflectors, which we'll clip on. We'll dig the screws out of the bag, get it all locked down. We're going to put her on the floor. We'll make sure the seat is at the right angle, hit it with the 13 millimeter there, adjust the handlebars, make sure they're straight. And this bike is pretty much ready for the floor. They don't take a lot to do a coaster brake. We'll be doing the white one and the black one very soon. So hopefully this one showed up good, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.